Did you get today's Wordle?
I did not play Wordle. I haven't. I've been playing that other what's the categories game?
The connections one?
Connections.
It was emojis yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
All emojis.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
It was fun. It was confusing.
Did you get it?
Perfectly. I was trying to big it up like it was real hard, but it was a game of emojis. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
For these folks out here, we're live here. This is live from the bunker. I'm TK Douglas. This is Andrew
Kilzer.
Kilzer.
You've known me for how long
I was trying
now?
to think of like a clever middle nickname.
Yeah. I've never been a nickname guy. My grandmother called me Andy Bear.
This is you do a fantastic Harry Carey.
I will never do that on this show.
No? I think that any impression you do turns into Harry Carey.
That is the thing. It is not intended to be Harry Carey, but it's not even a real Harry Carey. It's Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey, and it's me ripping off that impression.
I'm going to get you one of these days. You're going to find a need to do a funky Irishman, and then it's going to turn into Harry Carey.
If I was a hot dog, would you eat me? Would you eat yourself?
Would you eat? Hey, Norm.
Hey, Norm. That's funny.
Here's what's happened in the last week.
Yeah, you had a big week.
I had a birthday.
You had a birthday.
On
you
Easter.
You turned half of 82. Congrats.
Oh, geez, that sounds.
You're a third of the way to 123.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm only halfway there.
Halfway to 82.
Yeah, I was telling people that I was 40 when I turned 39.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been in a hurry to age up.
There was a lady in town, two birthday stories. There was a lady in town I knew who was in her 40s, but she told everybody she was 50.
Okay.
And they're like, my gosh, you look phenomenal for 50.
Yeah.
But then also when my mom turned 40,
I'm with her on that.
My mom was a junior high math teacher. And when she turned 40, the other teachers threw her a funeral.
Oh.
Yeah. They turned the library at the junior high into a wake.
Oh, that's dark. That's so dark.
As a kid, I thought it was really funny. As an adult, I realized that's an interesting thing for your friends to do.
I heard a story this weekend. Somebody was telling me at church that their dad had thrown a 50th birthday party for their mom, but she was 40.
Yep. That's hilarious.
Savage.
Yeah.
And I don't think it went well.
But this person who was telling this, I also heard, they're not sure how old their mom is. There's been so much age deception over the years. I was like, how old is your mom? And the response was, I don't know. I'm not honestly sure.
Somewhere under 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I look pretty good for 60, I think that's where I'm at.
It's interesting. We went from a season of life in our teens and 20s where life is all about us, and you have tons of like margin and space and like energy to do stuff, right? And then you get into your 30s, and I'm about to enter 40, and you're there, but it feels like I've got less margin to do things that I want to do in this season of life. But there's more things pulling me. And now, like, money isn't fully the issue. Like, in my 20s, I didn't have the cash to do fun things. And now I have no margin or energy to do fun things. Yeah.
You wake up tired.
Yeah.
We work out together, and we wake up, and we work out at 5 in the morning, which is a young man play.
It's also a super old man play.
I know, because I did not do that as a young man. Have you ever heard this? Have you ever heard, tell me you haven't, even if you have, but have you ever heard this thing about maturity and the concentric circles of maturity?
I've never heard this.
Thanks.
Please
That's
tell me
good.
more.
So I'm going to go into this because I think it's so good, and we talk about it here at our agency. But when you are a baby, right out of your mother, the world is you. You are the center of the world, and everything orients to you.
I've never left that stage.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that. But as you grow, you realize, oh, mother. So you recognize one other person, but then you grow and you recognize brother and sister and dad. And so now your world's gotten a little bit bigger, and you're still kind of the center of it. But as you move into toddler and smalls, you recognize friends, and there's an outside world, and then you recognize later you recognize girls and boys if you're a girl looking for a boy, as they do, and your world becomes about somebody else. And then stop laughing, Macy. Oh yeah, we have Macy here behind camera again today, and Christina, so we're excited for that. But as you move, your world becomes then about somebody else entirely, but it's about us. And then as you have kids, now your world is about this. And so it's out here. And then as that child matures, it's like all out here. It's not about you anymore. And then as you age and get older, it's about legacy, and it's about generations way out here.
Yeah.
And so maturity is this idea of getting away from I'm the center of attention. I'm the center of the world, until you're like no longer, you're now kind of part of it, to where you're even somewhat removed and you're kind of governing it.
Yeah, your brother shared a video on this other platform we have conversations on that you're a part of, and this, I don't know, how old was this guy? Like 80?
Okay.
He said he was Mark said he was an old trucker. I don't honestly know. But one of the point, he was talking about
All
the signs
Mark's
of,
stories center around old truckers.
yeah. There is that sign off of Highway 6, God bless the truckers.
God bless truckers.
Thanks for all you do for our country.
I've got no problem saying God bless truckers.
I don't dislike truckers. I just think it's a strange sign. Like you're
It
clearly you're
very
making a
singled out.
declaration, and it is,
Yeah.
Thanks truckers. I just maybe you just all deserved a sign.
God bless them.
But this guy mentioned one of the signs of maturity is not always bringing a conversation back around to yourself, not always having to insert your own opinion, or this happened to me. Hey, I caught a 5-pound fish. Oh, let me tell you about the time I caught a 7-pound fish.
Yeah.
Right? And the more I think about that, the more it's in my brain, the more I'm like, oh, I need to.
Yeah.
It's just a good thing to kind of have in my mind as I dial back on.
So welcome to our live stream, where it's all about us doing the thing, and you can watch more of us.
But also, Macy was giggling about the relationship talk. Is there something we need to hear, Macy?
No, not at all.
Oh, all right.
You said, what did you say? You said, and then women.
Women chase boys as they do.
As they do.
Me and Christina looked at each other like, have we been chasing boys?
I didn't use the action verb chase, but now I think I would.
Well,
Yeah.
Christina caught one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I caught one, but he chased me.
That's fair.
That's true.
Macy, are you being pursued at this point?
No.
We're getting personal. Okay.
I like to think that Christina slowed down so that he could catch her.
There's probably some truth to that.
She was like, "Oh, my leg, I cramped."
There's these
Yeah.
the ladies that we've grown up with, they've got options. There's lots of things going on.
Yeah.
And these young guys, it was me included. It's kind of like you got to mash the gas, bro. You got to get moving. You got to go faster. These women, they're going to outpace you, and you got to put some work in early in life to be
T-shirt
worth.
idea right there. Mash the gas, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stretching your
Get
calves.
moving. Yeah,
Stop
stretch.
stretching your calves.
Start stretching your calves.
Who stretches calves?
Oh,
I do every night. What are you talking about?
That's a thing?
yeah, you can stretch
Yeah.
your calves.
For
Maybe I
sure.
should stretch.
Yeah, we're about to get into more old man talk because I can be like, look, my plantar fasciitis.
This is like this
Oh,
is like
see? I know
this is the
words.
morning talk show that nobody would listen to because we're just complaining.
We're just so what medications are you taking?
Yeah.
Hey, I do
A
have
lot of fish oil.
I learned something yesterday that I thought was just insane. And by the way, I'm totally ripping this off of another podcast. That I was like, there's no way that's true. So I went and looked it up. It's totally true. I don't know if y'all know this, but the owner of and founder of Lululemon, his name is Wilson. I don't know his first name, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, his first name is Lulu.
It's Lulu.
Lulu
No,
Wilson.
this is about the name. He named it Lulu because he wanted it to sound Western to Japanese buyers, and he thought it was funny the way that the Japanese pronounce their L's. He is on record as saying this. It's funny to watch Japanese speakers try and say it.
Interesting.
Whoa.
That's how he named Lululemon,
Yikes.
which is not even mildly racist, but also like an amazing amount of power that you're just like messing with people. Yeah, I don't know where y'all want to take it from here.
I'm not sure.
Feels
I'm
like
not
a hot
real sure
topic.
where to go.
Yeah,
Mr. Wilson, what?
Mr.
What do you
Wilson.
think?
This is why I think I'm going to try to mount a very unsuccessful boycott of Lululemon. Nobody's ever going to get on board with this.
I mean,
I boycotted you when you bought some Lululemon tights and were wearing them around
Yeah.
every day.
And it was unsuccessful.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like if that story was widespread, Gen Z would definitely jump on the cancel train.
I think I'm pretty far away from I don't think I need a pair of $75 leggings. I'm pretty good.
Would you
Um,
boycott Lululemon over that, though?
Oh, he sounds a little bit pretentious, doesn't he?
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
is that boycott level?
What else are you doing, Mr. Wilson? That's what I want to know.
I want to hear the whole story.
I want to hear the whole story.
I'm not against it.
Against
The
naming?
product.
The
Because
product?
he's got a terrible, he starts off the name with a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't think you throw out the leggings with the bathwater at that point.
Is it immature?
Do you not
Absolutely.
do you not bathe with leggings on?
Immature is a great way to put it.
Is it immature? Is it kind of douchey? Sure.
Yeah. But
Cast the first stone, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Anyways, I just thought that was super interesting. I mean, we're all going to move on with our lives and do nothing about this. Like, let's be real, right?
I own one pair of shorts from Lululemon. They're delightful.
I've always heard good things, but I've never taken the plunge into Lulu.
Yeah. You're not a 35-year-old woman going to yoga.
Last time I checked, I was not.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into segment 2, wherein I ask Andrew a question. So I have a question. Are you ready?
Was that your question?
Nope. Don't be the trickster genie here.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm ready.
What is the biggest mistake you ever made as a rookie video producer?
And you said not a videographer. You said video producer.
Yeah, there's a difference, I think, right? Because I mean, I've been on shoots with you, and you could say the biggest mistake is like, I didn't format this card or something, right? Or I didn't charge my
Done
batteries,
that.
right? But that's would be a huge mistake for a videographer. But I've also known you through your career as a video producer. Somebody's running teams and running company. So presumably there's these young guys out there that are wanting to do a production company. What was the biggest, year one mistake?
I think the hardest thing for me over a period of time was taking the things that I had figured out and I felt like I was pretty good at doing and empowering other people to then go do those things. Having a conversation, and Fidelis probably experiences this too. You or somebody on your sales team has a conversation with somebody, and you get this like sense of, oh, this is going to be great. We're going to do this cool thing. We've got this idea, and then you then have to translate that to your team, that excitement, that idea, that concept to your team, and then ultimately it's kind of out of your hands, right? You don't get to fully run that down.
Yeah.
for a long time, I'd try to go have a big conversation. We'd come up with this grand vision. Then I try to explain that to my team, and it gets lost in communication, or the idea wasn't quite right, or whatever. And so then the end product wasn't really what I thought it could or wanted it to be. It was always good. It just never turned out exactly how I had like envisioned it at the beginning. And so I've learned that a project is going to become what it needs to become. And my initial conversation doesn't necessarily have to be exactly where it ends up, because it's often a pretty iterative process.
So kind of releasing the reins kind of
yeah,
deal?
Yeah. And so that was hard for me to do, though, letting go of some of that and letting it mature. And
What was the trigger? What, like, did you?
I couldn't do everything. It was as soon as I realized that there's no way I can be everywhere and do everything, that I had to just let some things go.
What'd that feel like whenever you?
It was terrifying.
What did it feel like before you were doing that? Before you were releasing? Were you just running everywhere like a crazy person?
I mean, it's just you're starting a thing. I can trust myself because I'm in control of my own time. I'm in control of my own effort. I'm just going to go do this thing. And then, this thing came up. I'm going to go do this now. Or, hey, this thing came up. I'm going to go do this. And I still get caught in that loop at times. But ultimately, it's got to be, what I found is, you have to just let things go and let other people do their job and set them up for success.
There's an old saying that says, "Don't hire or don't keep junkyard dogs and keep barking yourself." You ever heard that?
I don't understand this. No.
It's like don't keep dogs and maintain all this, and then just be the person who's barking.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
good. Also, though, lunch is super important.
Okay.
I'm way more willing to just buy my team lunch when we're out doing something, because then everybody's in a better mood.
Yeah.
The $50 I spend on lunch for a project that can easily cover a lunch is very worth it. I think if you can keep your people fed as a producer, that's a key win.
My mind is so locked in to inflation right now that I'm thinking, where are you getting lunch for $50 for a team?
I don't know. I'm just
That's
think if there's
impressive.
3 of us, a $50 lunch is that's not outrageous.
It's like you're buying them a Snickers bar.
What? you could totally go to like get a burger for everybody for $50.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
I'm not
Fair play.
going to like 3-star Michelin with my team.
Yeah. So if back to this young guy who's out here trying to start some production company, what would you tell him?
Make a hire and hand over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And know that things are going to get messed up. But you're training a younger person when they make mistakes, and that's not a bad thing. And you're training yourself to deal with the mistakes other people make. Because ultimately, somebody's going to make a mistake in your organization, and it's going to fall on you to go and fix. Internally, you deal with the person that made the mistake. But client-facing, I found it's really important that I'm not throwing my team under the bus, because that doesn't help.
It is crazy how much of client work is mistake management.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huge amount of it.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know that. I think the other thing I would think is that the client would expect me to have everything figured out all the time. We always walk into a project and we know all of it.
Yeah.
I'm less. I feel that less and less as I do this business more, and I realize it's more of a conversation. If you can engage the client, if you can both work towards a solution that's good, they're going to have input. You're going to say this works well, or I've seen this not work well, and so you're sort of, it's a give and take until you get to a place where everything can be as successful as possible.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So go hire somebody. Know they're going to mess up. Work through that and move on.
Yeah. Grow.
You both grow up.
Grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lunch.
And lunch.
Don't be afraid to budget in some lunch.
Yeah.
That's kind of my
Plan
thought.
for it.
Yeah. All right. I had a question for you.
All right.
I'm constantly given, hey, you need to watch this. You need to listen to this. You need to go see this movie. You need to read this book. I'm only one man.
It's giving. Watch this next.
It's giving me watch this next.
That was for you, Macy.
I
You
looked at
felt it.
Christina and I giggled.
It's giving. Now it's not even giving something. It's just giving.
It's giving to you.
It's giving. Whatever. One of my young employees who will remain nameless on the internet, but she gets really annoyed because I say it's giving me this, and she's like, "There's no me. You don't say it's giving me. It's just giving." I fully understand that, but I still like to work in the me. But the other day we were walking around on campus, and there's this huge bus stop that we have to navigate our way through, and I'm pushing this massive film cart full of just tons of gear. There's a huge crowd around us, and she's walking next to me carrying some other piece of gear, whatever. And I just announced really loudly, "This is giving cart," because I thought it was so funny. She did not agree, but it felt really good.
That is funny. That is
Yeah.
subjectively, objectively both funny.
This is giving cart.
This is giving cart.
I really enjoyed that moment. Okay, my question though, back to the thought. How do you decide what shows to watch that are recommended, or movies or books or podcasts or articles?
Okay.
Is it you trust a person? You're like, anything this person recommends, I'm in. Or do you have to then filter even further, right? Like if I sent you something, are you like, "Man, Andrew sent me this, I got to watch it."
Okay. So yeah. Okay. I get sent a lot of stuff.
Sure.
Right. Part of it is knowing who sent it to you, and if this is kind of embarrassing, like this is a little bit of an embarrassing question because I filter stuff so quickly. One, it is an investment, so I'll filter it based on length. How big of an investment is this? Can I afford it? My Spotify was maybe 1,000 minutes last year. Like I don't listen to stuff. I read. So often, most of what I have to, I guess what would be applicable to this question is mostly books. And I go through cycles. I've learned this about myself, and I've just kind of leaned into it, where I do seasons of heavy education where I'm really excited about a subject matter, and then it'll drop off. And I'm like, I don't want to learn anything ever again. And it's steep into this better be fun or I'm not touching it. And so I'll accumulate a backlog of books during these seasons and I'll pick them back up again.
Yeah.
But typically the books are, there's a skill set that I don't have, but I know about, so I try to practice it a little bit. But there's this like, graduate level book skimming technique. Have you heard, do you know about this?
I don't know about this.
So Dr. Romansky, who works in the next room over, I will give him a book that's like this, and he'll go like this. Okay, so on page 293, his argument invalidates the rest of this book. And I'm not kidding. He's done that to me like a couple of times. And I'm like, "What's on 293? I haven't even read it yet." He's like, "Well," and then he'll read me a paragraph. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like this whole thing is
Interesting.
debunked now, right?"
Yeah.
So I know about that technique. And so I've kind of started to try to bring it in. And there's a little bit of it that's like you judge a book by the cover.
Sure.
Like I'll look at the title and be like, is this something I want to invest in?
Yeah.
So this is not that exciting of an answer, but basically I filter out 90% of everything.
Yeah. I feel like the way that I get to making a decision to jump into a thing, I've got to hear it multiple times. I'm the guy that's
You have to
like,
be told.
"Hey, this person said this was good." And then 6 months later, "Oh, somebody else found this thing. It's good." Then like the next week, somebody's like, "Man, have you heard this?" I'm like, "Fine, I'll go check out this rando podcast you guys are talking about."
Yeah. Do you listen to a
Books.
lot of podcasts?
Not a lot. I have gotten into the Haunted Cosmos podcast, which
yeah.
I've talked to you about. It's something that a guy on my team was talking to us about well over a year ago now. And I was like, "You're a crazy person. This isn't great."
Yeah.
And then a couple of our buddies got into it recently, and I've just really enjoyed it. It's kind of fun.
See, like that's a great example. I tried to listen to it. I put it on, and then I was off. And 40 minutes into it, I recognized that
You're like,
the
"I have
thing was
no clue
playing."
what we're talking
Yeah.
about." Absolutely.
So I just turned it off.
Yeah. No, I just think it's an interesting. We live in an era where there's more content being produced every day than has ever been produced. Maybe we're at peak content. I don't know. Did I
Oh,
just
that's
coin
a
the
good
term?
question.
Are
Are
we
we?
at peak content?
There isn't. So the idea of peak is that right now we are at peak taco. There's not a taco that you could possibly want
There's
that
some
doesn't
kid
exist.
being raised right now in South Texas who's going to revolutionize tacos
There's
at some
there's
point.
no more mountain to take with tacos.
Granted, there's little bits of improvement I think you could make in tacos.
Incremental, maybe minor, maybe, but no big mountains.
We've climbed the Everest of tacos.
Yeah, absolutely. The tikka masala taco over at Velvet Taco, you can get a taco in a waffle cone. You can get a taco in anything, any sort of configuration. Peak taco,
Okay,
also peak mattress. That's another conversation.
clearly.
But have we? I don't think that we have reached peak content. In fact, I would say that we are on the decline. I mean,
Yeah, so that would mean we have already peaked on content.
maybe.
Here's
might
the
have to
way I'm
come
thinking
back
about
to
this
it.
is less of a value and more of an amount. Like the term peak oil,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like maybe we hit peak oil. I don't know.
We're definitely at peak volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're contributing to it.
We are.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna move us into, because of time, I'm gonna ask that Macy pulls herself out of this giggle that she's in.
All right.
And I'm gonna introduce Christina, who is our producing guest today.
Ooh, that
We
sounds
need
so
a title for
exciting.
this.
We should have titles now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is a segment called Youngs versus Olds, wherein the youngs hit us with something that we don't know what is about to happen.
Need a jingle.
That was the jingle. I don't know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's youngs versus the olds. It's the youngs versus the olds. What will they bring? What will they bring? It's the youngs versus the olds.
Love it.
That was pretty good.
You're all
We're gonna
welcome for
sample
me
that.
stopping singing.
We can sample that and send it to Noah Cahan.
Noah Cahan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with slogans, and you're gonna guess what company they are. There's gonna be some that y'all should know, as
Christina has like a great radio voice.
She does.
thank you.
Wow.
You should hear my husband.
Oh yeah.
I've got a face for print.
Some of these we're gonna start off are gonna be things that you should know, and if you don't, you should be embarrassed.
Oh gosh.
And then there's gonna be a few at the end
Judgy?
that are very young. That
Okay, so
Alright.
is it
I didn't
both
even
of us
know. We
getting
had
to
help-
guess at the
have help
same
with from
time?
The Gen Z generation here.
Do we both get to guess at the same time? Like you're throwing it out and either TK or I can answer?
I think you should both answer.
Okay,
and
great.
then I'll reveal the answer when
Okay.
you both answer.
All right,
Okay.
great.
All right.
So this is gonna be a real easy one.
All right. This is a practice one.
Have it your way.
Spirit Airlines.
You're kidding.
No, this is Burger King.
Okay.
You should know this one.
Is that
Andrew?
Whataburger?
No, that's Burger King.
You can
Burger
taste-
King is Have It Your Way?
Yeah.
I don't know this one. I'm going to be bad at this.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
That's great.
Is it Burger
It
King?
is Burger King.
Okay.
So, yeah. When's the last time you ate at Burger King?
Yesterday.
Don't lie to me.
They're a show sponsor. Have it
Flame-
your way.
flame
I
broiled.
don't know. There's like a.
We
Do
talk
they have a
about
jingle?
Burger King in our workshops all the time. So if TK
Yes.
didn't get this right, I was gonna be very disappointed in you.
Yeah,
They do
Burger
have a
King's
jingle.
Burger King's brand promise of "Have it your way" was a punch in the face to the machine that is McDonald's.
Got it.
They were like, "You can actually have choices."
I don't want choices.
I remember their jingle. It's very easy to remember. It goes a little something like this. Whopper, 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 Whopper. Have you never heard this?
Are you being for real right now? You just made that up.
No, that is a commercial. I like the Spirit Airlines guys. All right, what's the next one?
Okay.
I'm going to totally get this one.
Finger looking good.
I know it.
Gosh, I'm so bad at these. I don't know. What is it?
Where are you on your fast foods? This is KFC.
I don't eat a lot of fast food, I guess.
Ugh. Man, I need some
So-
KFC.
That's correct. It is KFC. Also, I found out that they temporarily changed the slogan during COVID because they didn't want
Oh
to.
yeah.
Mask
process.
dirtying sauce.
unaware.
Yeah.
We lick our fingers and then we don't wash them.
Yep. The quicker picker upper.
I got it.
Is it Swiffer?
Yeah. Nice.
Nope.
No?
Aw.
Swiffer.
Bounty.
Oh man, Swiffer really missed out. I totally thought it was Swiffer. I was like
Quick
so
picker.
confident.
I could see why. That's
Bounty.
the close, yeah.
Oh man, I'm so bad
The
at
best a man can get.
this. Gillette, the best a
Gillette.
man
Look at
can
you.
get.
It was like the best commercial in the
Um,
late 80s.
when you care
Bring it
enough
back.
to send the very best.
K Jewelers.
No.
That one's memorable too.
When you care, say it again.
When you care enough to send the very best.
Lubies to go.
7-Eleven.
Send is a good
Send.
Hint.
Is this FTE or one of the?
we're in the old still.
Oh, the flower. I don't know. What is that?
Hallmark.
Oh,
Jeez.
1934.
Isn't that crazy?
America's oldest creative agency, by the way.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
Wheaties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
Ah, nice.
It's the real thing.
It's the real thing.
Is this like that meat that's in a test tube?
Oh man.
I was actually surprised by this one.
It's the real thing. Bluebell.
No.
I love your guess though.
No.
That's
I have no idea.
That's like you're.
I'm really bad at
That's like
this.
you're stomping on holy ground right there.
ice cream.
What is it?
Coca-Cola.
What's
Is
their
it?
slogan?
It's the real thing.
Are you sure?
It was
thing.
from 1969.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there've been
you're
many
pro-
since, but that was apparently one of the
still?
originals.
Back in the day, wasn't
I
it the
don't
real
think
thing?
it is.
I would have guessed I would be great at this.
I feel like
I
that
am
would
When we
not.
said olds, we were referring to
perjury.
us, not
Didn't they have
Not our
everything
parents.
else. Yeah.
real Coke in there? Or is this a rumor that they had actual cocaine
Cocaina.
in Coca-Cola? So
Oh,
saying
yeah.
it's the real thing is a big statement.
It's
I'm
the,
gonna get some work done.
It comes with
Yeah.
a wink afterwards.
Oh, God.
The Uncola. Did you hear Mark? Mark
Pepsi or
Is it-
Sprite, maybe?
Is it clear Pepsi?
7-Up.
Oh man.
Okay.
We actually have
Okay.
a glass. I was telling Macy about it at home, and it's how the Coca-Cola original glasses got bigger at the top.
Yeah.
It has the opposite shape where it's bigger at the bottom and curves up, but you drink it from the smaller part. It's just a really odd glass to drink out of.
Did a very interesting virtual wine tasting during COVID, where they sent me 2 sets of these very fancy tasting glasses. And then I got on this company's website. It's like a $150 tasting glass set. But I got on the company website, and there's a glass for tasting Coca-Cola. Like it's made specifically for tasting Coca-Cola. I haven't bought one.
Interesting.
But just to say, I think there's something to the design of a glass.
Oh yeah, totally. I was thinking about how if you put that glass, at least as I imagine it, right next to the Coca-Cola glass, it might be my before and afters of working out.
Oh.
Heavy on the bottom, and then I was up in the shoulders. Okay.
That's good.
The ultimate driving machine.
The Mercedes, Alexis.
Fiat,
Final answers?
Toyota,
Locking those
Camry.
There's a BMW.
BMW.
Oh,
Good one.
there it is.
That's it.
It
It's
was
everywhere
German.
you want to be.
MasterCard. Or Visa.
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 How did
Visa.
Did you just know like it's associated with the card?
Yeah.
That kind of
It was
makes
like a
sense.
credit card.
And Visa's thing is they're accepted everywhere. Not everywhere is going to accept an American Express.
I like your
Also
rationale.
clever naming of the word Visa, like a passport.
Yeah.
It's good.
Passport to everywhere.
That's you.
Do you want to do the other ones?
I think I made one recommendation, and it is the man your man could smell like.
Man, your man could smell like.
The man your man could smell like.
2010. The man your man could smell like.
It sounds positive, but it could be gross.
The man.
That's the man your man could smell like.
Is this Old Spice?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you Old Spice?
I do not Old Spice.
Nor I.
There is a last one.
Last one.
You can be anything.
can't.
America.
You can be
Parents in the
anything.
90s.
Is this a Nike? Is this a Nike ad?
They just
Could be
released a
anything.
movie
You can be anything.
about
Is
this
this Second Life?
ad. Sort of.
It's the second one.
You can be anything.
Company,
Was it Meta?
I guess.
Meta? On the internet, no one knows you're a
It's
dog.
a role model. You can be anything.
That can be anything.
I'm out. I don't know.
Taylor
KFC.
Swift. Taylor Swift.
Basically.
I mean,
Barbie.
Barbie?
Barbie.
I did enjoy the Barbie movie.
It
Oh.
was
I
excellent.
haven't seen it.
It was actually really well done.
Again, somebody suggested it, and I was like, filtered.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
That
for
was
playing.
much harder than I expected it
That
to
was
be.
difficult. Yeah.
I was
man.
really bad at that.
That was Youngs versus Olds.
The Youngs versus
Way to
the
go.
Olds. And the Youngs destroyed the Olds.
Dun, dun.
No.
All right. Until next week, thank you for joining us, and have a great week. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Cue the outro.